Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckett, and Retro Sports Network presents Pro Football 78, your lunchtime replay today. The Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. And when the schedule makers, as I try to get my notes up here, when the schedule makers came up with this one, they didn't think that they would offer it to NBC as the prime game of the week. But here we are. The Chiefs are the huge surprise. Let's go Browns, Dog City says. The Chiefs are the biggest surprise in pro football. They were a 4-12 team. They've already outdone themselves. They are 6-1. The Browns need this game. They are 6-1. A win keeps them a game over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh beat Houston earlier in Week 8, 21-20. So it is Jan Stenerud from his 35. Collins is the deep back for Cleveland. 45 degrees. The wind is with the Browns, left to right, 0 to 10 miles an hour. How you doing? Let's get this started. Stenerud gets a foot on it. And this titanic AFC battle gets underway. Collins to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Before Collier makes a tackle after a 36-yard run. So a good start for the Browns. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Brian Sipe, the quarterback. Greg and Mike Pruitt, Brian Sipe, the quarterback. Mike Pruitt and Greg Pruitt, the running backs. Reggie Rucker on the far side. Dave Logan on the near side. And Ozzie Newsome, the tight end. Greg Pruitt, off tackle right. First play from scrimmage, and he gets it to the 44-yard line before Tom Howard makes the stop. 2nd down and 7. Now Mike Pruitt on a trap to the left. Finds a bit of a hole, gets across midfield but he's short. It's a gain of 7. Whitney Paul on the tackle for Kansas City, and it's 3rd down and inches for the Browns. They're in white with their orange helmets and orange pants. It's a very 70s-looking show. The Kansas City Chiefs look like they came out of a cherry tree. Cherry red helmets, cherry red tops, and white pants. Let's meet the defense because, well, you'll see him on Tuesday when Kansas City plays Pittsburgh, but this is so wild. Art Still, who's a very good defensive end, he anchors the left side. Stan Johnson is in the middle. And Sylvester Hicks is the right defensive end. Tom Howard, who you just saw make the tackle, is your left outside linebacker. Dave Rosenmuck is the left inside linebacker. Gary Spanny is your right inside linebacker. And Whitney Paul is on the right side on the outside. Tim Collier and Gary Green are your corners. Gary Barbaro is your strong safety. And Tim Gray is your free safety. 3rd, very short. Sight. Low number. On the sneak. Gets the 1st down and more. Across midfield. They'll spot it at the Kansas City 48. A gain of 1 and 1st and 10 for the Browns. Newsome on a short note. Screen to Greg Pruitt on the audible. To the near side. Sipe has time. Sipe has Pruitt. Pruitt has a seam. 45-40. 1st down and more to the 30-yard line before Green makes the stop. So a gain of 18 for Greg Pruitt. The Browns, by the way, Kansas City's a favorite, and I forgot to look to see how much they were a favorite by. In the real game, I'll tell you that Cleveland was a 5.5-point favorite, but the Chiefs were 1-6. Coming into this game. An absolute role reversal here. 1st and 10 from the 30. Mike Pruitt on a trap to the left again. And he does get a hole, 25, down to the 22-yard line. It'll be Sylvester Hicks on the tackle. And the Chiefs are rolling to start. I mean, the Browns are rolling to start this first drive. 2nd and 2. Newsome on a short hitch. Sipe has time, and he nearly has a good catch by Newsome. He dove, but when he hit the ground, it came loose. And even in 78, that's not a catch. So 3rd and short. Mike Pruitt on a pitch to the near side. I meant to do Greg, but I hit the wrong button. And that's going to be no gain. Actually, we're reading for the run. They read it right. So 4th and 2. And Don Cockcroft will come out for the 39-yarder. Has a 71% chance of making it. So the holder is Evans, and Deloney is your center. Cockcroft to put the Browns on the board first. That tucks around and misses the left side, so it's no good. So Kansas City gets it at their own 22, and with the nose after the missed field goal. That's not very good. Mike Livingston, who in his picture looks like he's doing his best Charles Emerson Winchester impression, is your quarterback. Tony Reed and MacArthur Lane. No Morgado. And Arnold Morgado are your 2 running backs. Larry Dorsey and Henry Marshall are your wide receivers. You're not going to see them a lot of them. Are we going to go extra innings? I hope not. And Walter White is your tight end. In this real game, the Chiefs only threw it 13 times. They won 17-3. Reed, off tackle right, gets the first carry, and he gets it to the 25, 26-yard line. Now, Jones is hurt for Cleveland. He's coming off. That's the blob you see. St. Clair comes in. Kansas City's favored by 4. 2nd and 5, gain of 5. Clock stops with 10:20. Let's meet the Kansas City offensive line. Matt Herkenhoff is your left tackle. Tom Condon is your left guard. Jack Rudnay, who either looks like he's auditioning for a 70s porn flick or is the center. Bob Simmons is the right guard. Charlie Getty is playing right tackle. Morgado on a pitch to the near side on 2nd and 5. Gets a seam across the 30 before Mac Mitchell makes the tackle after a gain of 4. 3rd and 1. Defensively for Cleveland, they play a 4-3. From right to left, Mac Mitchell at right defensive end. Earl Edwards is your right defensive tackle. Jerry Shirk is your left defensive tackle. And Mike St. Clair has come in to play left defensive end. Jerry Irons is your left outside linebacker. Dick Ambrose is your middle linebacker. Charlie Hall is the right outside linebacker. Oliver Davis is your left corner. Clarence Scott is your right corner. Tom Darden is the strong safety. And Tony Peters is the weak safety. 3rd and 1. Reed will get it on a trap to the left. And he cannot get a good block there. Ambrose makes the tackle, and Kansas City will be forced to punt. Kansas City ran it, I believe, 40-some-odd times in the real game. And yeah, Zenon Andrushusen is your punter, and Wright will be back deep for Cleveland to return. So Andrushusen sits on his 16. Don't say that 5 times fast. And the punt will be fielded at the 29-yard line before Wright calls for the fair catch. A 42-yard punt in Cleveland's second possession of the game starts with 8:54 to go in the first quarter. Logan on a medium cross on 1st and 10. Sipe has time. Now he scrambles down. Incomplete. Looked for Logan. Collier read the coverage well, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Greg Pruitt on a pitch to the near side, to the right side, and Kansas City sniffed that one out. Howard knocked him down after a loss of 4. So Tom Howard has 3 tackles already. And the Browns will go 3 wide. Wright is your 3rd receiver. What can Rucker do? They need 14. Medium fly to Reggie Rucker. Sipe has time. He waits. He throws it, and it is incomplete. He tried for Wright, but the Kansas City secondary was doubling Newsome and covering well. And so Sipe is now 1 for 4 to start the game. And they'll punt. Donnie Evans stands on his 8. Payton, the return man for Kansas City, fields it at his 38 to the 40, midfield, before Jones makes a tackle. That's Eddie Payton. That's Walter's brother, by the way. He would play with the Lions, I think, in 79 or 80 and just have a whale of a game. So a 41-yard punt, and Livingston takes over at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Morgado on a trap to the right. And he gets it to midfield, and that's about it. Edwards makes the tackle. Earl Edwards. So 2nd and 7 from just inside the Cleveland half of the field from the 49. Reed, pitch to the left. Gets up a couple yards before Ambrose makes the tackle. 3rd and 5, and Livingston will have to throw for the first time this afternoon. He looks at Henry Marshall. Short slant. Livingston is blitzed. He's finally, intercepted by Darden, who gets a return of 12 yards. So Darden, Livingston was trying to find Morgado with it. Darden read it all the way, leaps and makes the interception. That's his 7th of the year. And so the Brownies take over from the Kansas City 47. Not bad, McGee, not bad. Greg Pruitt, off tackle to the right on 1st down. To the 45, and that's about it. Howard with 4 tackles as we go under 6 minutes here in the 1st quarter. In the real game, Livingston went 8 for 13 for 57 yards. Now, normally you would think that would be a losing effort. Nope, Kansas City won this game 17-3. Logan on a medium slant. Kansas City blitzes. Sipe looks, has got Logan for a 1st down at the 30. Logan runs it down inside the 25. Collier with a tackle spotted at the 24-yard line. So Sipe is just going to have to be patient with this one. Darden was your first autograph. That's a good one to have. I'm impressed. 7 interceptions in 78. Mike Pruitt, sweep to the near side. From the 24, gets to the 20, 15, 1st down a little bit more. It's a gain of 11. So they keyed Craig Pruitt, and it was given to Mike. And so Mike has 4 carries for 26 yards. 1st and 10 from the Chiefs' 13-yard line. Clock running, about 4.5 to go in the 1st quarter. No score. Craig Pruitt on a trap to the left. Gets it to the 10 before Rosamuk makes the stop. If there was a flag thrown, they pick it up. It's a gain of 6. Spot it at the 7. 4:12 to go. Clock running. So there'll be about 3:40 to go once the ball is snapped. 2nd and 4. They don't need a 1st down to score. It's across to Newsome. Sipe is going to run it himself, and he's going to get 6. He scrambled. Howard blitzed. Sipe picked it up. There was a hole, and he drove the truck right through. So with 3:23 to go in the first quarter, 6-0 Cleveland. Cockcroft on the extra point makes it 7-0. So turnovers hurt. You've watched enough of these games to know that, unless you're Washington and Philadelphia. And with 3:23 to go, it'll be Kansas City ball. The kick from Cockcroft is a good one. Taken by the deep man at the 3-yard line. 10, 20. Crowd likes it. 25-30. 35-39 line.
Holding, receiving
but it's all coming back. Gray made the hold, and so this drive will start from the Kansas City 10, 3:18 to go first quarter. Eddie Payton had a magnificent return of 36 yards, wiped out. And show a short hitch to Walter White. On first down, White will have it at the 15. Peters with the stop. It's a gain of 6. And Livingston beat the corner blitz. Tony Reed on a sweep to the far side. He can't get much of anything. St. Clair. Mac Mitchell is hurt. That's who you see leaving the field, but he'll be back in a few plays. And so the Chiefs have tried to run the football, but they've really got nothing out of it. I don't think Mike Livingston can beat teams on his own. Reed on a short flat on passing the flat on 3rd and 4. He's got it. Now does he get anything with it? He will get a first down and a couple yards more. He got a gain of 6. Mitchell is back in the game. So 1st and 10 for the Chiefs from their own 22. 2:25 to go in the opening stanza. Cleveland leads at 7-0. Morgado, sweep left. And he gets to the 25 before Mitchell makes the tackle at the 27. So the Chiefs is just kind of 3 yards in a cloud of AstroTurf football. 2nd and 5. Marshall on a medium hitch. Livingston back to pass. Has time. Has a first down with Marshall. He gets it to the 40. The flag is picked up. It's a gain of 15. Oliver Davis, the corner, is the one responsible for the tackle. So Kansas City doing a decent job moving it this time. Reed on a trap to the right. And he gets to the, he might lose a yard there. St. Clair stands him up at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Under a minute to play here in the first. Ball at the Kansas City 42, 2nd and 10. Morgado on a sweep to the near side. Does that get anywhere? Yes, it does. Across the 45. Mitchell again makes a tackle. That's his 3rd. And with 8 seconds left, we've played 1 quarter. And after 1, it's Dogs-Browns 7. The Chiefs nothing. And they'll have 3rd and 5 after I take a sip of tea. That's what I got today. And if you can't get enough of Dogger myself, join us tonight on ID Jester's channel for the continuing saga of our Dungeons and Dragons adventure. And Dylan, if you ever watch this, we're going to miss you. So 3rd and 5. Kansas City has it on their own 47. Short cross to Walter White, and Cleveland blitzes. Livingston has to run, and he loses it. It's a fumble. Bolton with the fumble. He ripped it down to Livingston, and Ambrose picks it up. So Cleveland gets the turnover. It's that and a loss of 4. So 1st and 10 for the Browns from the Kansas City 43. Logan on a medium slant. Sight has time. He throws over the middle. Collier got a hand on it for Kansas City. Good defense for the Chiefs there. 2nd and 10. Pruitt on a pitch to the far side. Across the 40. First down and more. Rosemick with a tackle after a gain of 12. So they spot it at the Kansas City 31. And Cleveland has run the ball well, 11 times for 53 yards. Cleo Miller in for Mike Pruitt this time around. And Miller will get one off tackle right. He gets across the 30 to the 28-yard line, where Howard makes his 6th tackle of the first half. We're still about 13 and a half minutes to go. So they give him 3, 2nd and 7. Ozzie Newsome on a medium hitch. Has time. Sipe throws down. Incomplete. Newsome dove again, but he couldn't come up with it. So that's the second time they tried to find him, and no dice. So 3 wide. Alvin Hill comes in the game. And he'll take a short one in the flat if he has the room. Sipe has time. He finds Hill. Hill gets across the 25 to the 20. It's a first down and more before Green can make the tackle after a gain of 15. And if you were with us last week, and that was the most watched football game we've had in a while, Sipe threw for 311 in that loss. That was the only loss that Cleveland had in the first half. And so 1st and 10 from the Kansas City 13-yard line. Helen Miller. Sweep right for Calvin Hill. And he gets across the 10 to about the 8. Howard makes yet another tackle. Then he gets hurt. And so he'll jog it off. Clock stops 12:57 first half. Cleveland will have first place all to itself with a win in the AFC Central. Knocking on the door again at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal. Cleo Miller on the dive. Has a bit of room. He gets it to the 6 before Jimbo Elrod makes the stop. He's the outside linebacker. So 3rd and 3. And they look for Ozzie Newsome on a short cross. Sipe deflected by Spanny and incomplete. Barbaro jumped the route. So Kansas City is clinging on to Ozzie Newsome. They're just not letting him catch anything. So with 12:10 to go, Cockcroft has a 78% chance of making this. Into that little bit of breeze, about 5-6 miles an hour. And this will be from 23 yards. Cockcroft. This time he puts it right down Broadway. And with 12:10 to go in the first half, it's the Browns 10, the Chiefs nothing. And you can hear from that reaction that the partisan throng here in Kansas City isn't too happy with that. Turnover's hurt, okay? Cockcroft gets it away. Payton at the 9-yard line. Short kick, 20, 25, 30 to the 39-yard line before Scott makes the stop, and Kansas City starts from there. Dorsey on a medium slant. Livingston throws it. He's got it to Dorsey at midfield. It's a first down. Scott makes a tackle to pick up the flag that you never saw, and it's a gain of 15. Clarence Scott with the 2nd reception. 1st and 10 from the Chiefs from the Cleveland 46. Reed, trap left. To cross the 45, Shirk makes a tackle at the 42. 2nd and 6. Jan Stenerud is the kicker for Kansas City when it comes down to it. Morgano on a pitch to the far side. And he's got blockers across the 40. St. Clair with a tackle at the 37. 3rd and 1 for Kansas City. We'll go under 10 minutes to go in the first half. Reed on the dive. And he got the first down. Edwards makes a tackle after a gain of 3. So Reed, 7 carries for 14 yards. 9:40 clock running. 10-0 Cleveland. Kansas City works it right to left, and they have the wind here in the second quarter. Morgado on a sweep to the near side from the 34. Has a blocker. Scott with a tackle at the 30, and it'll be 2nd and 6. Kansas City just needs to keep it close. They need something out of here. Under 9 to go. Reed on a trap to the left. And he gets across the 30. Shirk with a stop after a gain of 4. So Cleveland has the Chiefs have all sorts of options on 3rd and 2 from the 26. Reed comes out for Ted McKnight. And what can McKnight do? He's going to go on a pitch to the far side on 3rd and short. And he's got, I think he's short. Yeah, he is. He's close. St. Clair with a tackle after a gain of about 1.98. And so the Chiefs have 4th and inches. Stenerud probably has a 66% chance. But KC goes to tight end. They're going. Morgado. Off tackle left. And he's got it and a little bit more. Mac Mitchell makes the tackle at the 21. So Kansas City goes back to a conventional 2 wide receiver, 2 running back offense. And McKnight will get a pitch to the near side on 1st and 10, 20, 15, first down, and give it to him at the 9-yard line. Nick Ambrose with the tackle. And the Chiefs are making hay. 6 minutes to go. Clock running. 1st and goal for the Chiefs from the Cleveland 9. Dorsey on a short slant. Livingston dumps it down. Incomplete. Irons is, however, hurt for Cleveland, and he's out for the rest of the game. So Graff comes in to play the other linebacker spot. The veteran MacArthur Lane comes in for Morgado. McKnight on an off tackle to the right on 2nd and goal. From the 5, he's going to score. That was the right call. He got the block, he had the room, and he's got 6. So Ted McKnight puts the Chiefs on the board with 5:21 left. Here's Stenerud's kick. It is up. It is good. And so with 5:21 to go in the half, it is Cleveland 10, Kansas City 7. This is the Pro Football Lunch Replay 78 on Retro Sports Network. And so the Chiefs, on their replay debut here, are looking good. Collins stands deep for the Browns, and he's driven back to his goal line. 5, 10, 20, 19-yard line. Rosa makes the tackle. And so Larry Collins flips it in, and that's where the Brownies start from their own 19. Mike Pruitt back in the game, so it's Hill and Pruitt along with the rest of the specialty players. And Mike Pruitt will take a sweep to the far side. He gets across 1, 20, 25, almost a first down. Rosa makes a stop after a gain of 9. 2nd and 1 from the Cleveland 28. Clock running. Hill on a short flat. Sipe dumps it down the hill. He could have first down and more. 35-40, 48-yard line. Lindstrom hit it and deflected it, and Hill caught it. And Whitney Paul is the one that makes the tackle. So 1st and 10 from the Browns 47 after that play. A good reception. Mike Pruitt on an off-tackle run to the right. And he doesn't quite get to midfield before Paul can make his tackle. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Browns from the 49-yard line. Short slant to Ozzie Newsome. Chiefs blitz. Sipe looking, scrambles. First down and more. 35-yard line. A gain of 16. And that's Sipe's longest run of the year. And Cleveland marches it right back. Clock running. Under 3 to go. 1st and 10 from the Kansas City 35. Short hitch to Newsome is deflected by Barbaro, incomplete. So 2:25. Actually, Newsome had it, and it was Barbaro ripped it out. Ozzie Newsome has had no luck at all today. And I don't remember Sipe being all that agile as a quarterback. But then again, I was a little kid. Greg Pruitt comes in on 2nd and 10. And he will take a sweep to the left. He has a little bit of room. He gets to the 30-yard line. Flag is down after a gain of 4.
Having the face mask. Defense. Number 55.
Rosenbeck. Well, you can't make a tackle by grabbing the face mask. You just can't do it. I know you'd like to. Oh, did I decline that? Oh, it's a grab, so it's only a 5-yard penalty. I did not decline that. So it wasn't a personal foul. I didn't think that they had that difference then. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but the clock stops at 2:16. Okay. Dog says he was no Michael Vick, but compared to Kosar, yes. Yeah, Kosar and Drew Bledsoe were notorious statues that birds could crap on, but with good arms. 1st and 10, 26-yard line. Reggie Rucker on a medium slant. Sipe waits. Rucker at the 13, 10, 5, 6. How about that? Reggie Rucker, a 26-yard touchdown pass, and the Browns, with 2:05 left, have a 9-point lead. Kick from Cockcroft is up. It is good. And it's now a 10-point lead with 2:05 to go in the first half. It's the Browns 17, the Chiefs nothing. 7. Eddie Payton waits back. That is 5 or 4, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Babbage makes his tackle, and Howard's available for Kansas City. And the Chiefs missed him. So a 2-minute warning. Spotted at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. I don't want McKnight back there. I want Lane back there. So Lane is your setback. Marshall, Dorsey. And Bill Keller, who didn't make a reception all year as a third receiver. Yeah. This will be great. MacArthur Lane on a short pass in the flat. Livingston throws. Lane has it. 25, 20, or 36-yard line, I'm sorry. Clock running. Kansas City goes hurry up. Dorsey. Short cross. They have all 3 timeouts, by the way. Livingston looks, throws, incomplete. He wanted Scott. Oh, it was a terrible pass. Scott, the defender. So as I said before, if Mike Livingston has to beat you, I'm not sure he can do it. 3rd and 5. Walter White, the tight end, on a short hitch. Quick throw, complete to White, 1st down. Gain of 6. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Medium fly to Dorsey. They get in the center root range, they can make this a 1-score game. Livingston throws, incomplete. He had a good throw there, almost to the end. Dorsey dove but couldn't get it. 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs from their own 42. Lane on a trap right. Gutsy call, and he gets a good one across midfield into Cleveland territory. Ooh, Jones is out of the game. Now, that must be an update. So the Chiefs call a timeout, 52 seconds left. They trail by 10. They're in Cleveland territory. Reed is in for Lane. And it'll be a screen to Reed is the call. Cleveland blitzes, and it is a fumble. Peters sacked Livingston, and St. Clair got it. And so the drive ends right there at the Kansas City 45. So Peters strips Livingston. That's the 2nd sack of Livingston. And St. Clair gets the fumble. So 1st and 10, the Browns can stop it 3 times from the Kansas City 45. 46 seconds left. Sight for Keith Wright. Medium hitch. Sight has time. He dumps it down to Pruitt. 45-40. 1st down and more to the 30. 25-20 before Paul makes the tackle. It's a gain of 26. A check down and 2 missed tackles. And so the Browns will call timeout from the 19 with 36 seconds left. So 3 turnovers from Kansas City, and Cleveland has a chance to score on all of them. Newsom on a medium cross from the 19. Sight looking, throws. Has Newsom at the 7, and Newsom's going to get 6. That's a touchdown. And Brian Sight is just ripping this defense apart. The extra point from Cockcroft is up, and it is good. And with 29 seconds left in the half, it is Cleveland 24, Kansas City 7. And so Eddie Payton stands at his 9. Cockcroft gets it away. And from the 6 to the 20, 25, 28-yard line. Hall makes a tackle. And Kansas City, again, we'll go to 3 wide receivers. Short slant to Walter White. Livingston has time, flips it to White at the 30, and that will do it. Darden makes a tackle, a gain of 4. And Kansas City says, we're getting the football back. Let's take it. Second half about to get underway. But first, here are the team stats. Cleveland, 238 net yards to Kansas City's 126. Livingston has played a decent game, 7 for 11. There's been 3 turnovers and 2 fumbles. Just the 1 interception by Darden. Both teams have run the ball well. The defense has kind of held Brian Sipe in check, but Sipe has a bunch of scores. Possession actually belongs to Kansas City by about 8 seconds. And so those are the specialty stats, and the Chiefs will get it. Payton from is 7, 10, 20, 25, 30. Stopped by Rich after a gain of 24 at the 31-yard line. Just the first play of the second half. Cleveland 24, Kansas City 7. And if you're wondering why I'm featuring the Chiefs, because they're 6-1. And they won this game in real life, but they're going to have a heck of a road to come back down by as much as they are. So Reed and Morgado are the running backs. Marshall and Dorsey the wide receivers, and White the tight end. Reed off tackle right, but someone jumped.
False start. Offense, number 21.
Morgado, the other running back.
Repeat first down.
It's a comfortable late afternoon in October. Late October, Halloween weekend, 45 degrees. Kansas City has the wind. They're going right to left. Winds from 0 to 10, so very light. It'll be first and 15 for the Chiefs from their own 26. Reed on a sweep to the right. Gets it to the 25-30, has some room, 35-40, first down and more to midfield, to the 45, inside the Cleveland, almost to the 40-yard line. Tony Peters makes the tackle at the 41-yard line. So Steffi Graf's dad missed the tackle. No, not really, but it is Graf. And so it's a 33-yard gain to start the second half for the Chiefs. And they've gotten 20 rushes for 115 yards. So the Chiefs are already in Brownie territory at the 41, first and 10. Morgado off tackle right. And he gets across the 40-yard line before Davis can make the tackle after a gain of 5. So Morgado, 8 carries for 34 yards. In the real game, he had 18 for 74 and 2 scores. Those came in the fourth quarter. So Kansas City controlling the ball on the ground, and that's what they're going to have to do. Livingston can make it so that you probably don't lose, but he's not going to beat you single-handed, and he's certainly nowhere near as good as Brian Sipe. Reed trapped to the near side on the left across the 35 and stopped right there by Ambrose. It's a gain of 2, third and 3 from the Cleveland 34. And Stenerud says, I really can't kick from here. It's about 20%. So, Henry Marshall on a medium slant. Cleveland blitzes. Livingston looks around, and he's got Marshall for a first down at the 25. He gets it to the 15-yard line before Oliver Davis makes a tackle. And so, on the biggest stage they've had all year, they're trying to make it count. First and 10 from the Cleveland 15. Reed, off tackle near side. Gets a block. And Mac Mitchell knocks him down at the 11. Hi, Phantomatic, how are you? So, second and 6 from the Cleveland 11. Chiefs driving. Their first possession of the second half. Not sure Dale's still here. Morgado on a sweep to the right. Tries to make the corner and does. He gets it inside the 10. Graf makes the tackle. That's Dave Graf at the 8. So third and 3 for the Chiefs. And they're in good shape. Dorsey on a short cross. Livingston looks, he finds Dorsey for a first down, and he scores! It's a touchdown! An 8-yard touchdown pass from Livingston to Dorsey, and it's 24-13. The kick is up, Stenerud hits it, and it's a 10-point game. 10:52 to go in the third, and we got ourselves a good one, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Browns 24, the Chiefs 14, and I need a drink. All right. Collins will take a knee 6 yards deep. And here we go. Cleveland, 10:52 in the third quarter. They lead by 10. They've done everything right, but the Chiefs just have enough to keep it close. And that's, they are in first place in the AFC West. It's the AFC Central and the AFC West leaders to end the first half of this replay. Mike Pruitt, off tackle left from the 20. Gets nothing. Rosemick is the second one there. And they'll stop him after a gain of 1. Henry Shepard, the right guard, makes the bad block. And Dave Rosemick has 8 tackles. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Cleveland. Medium, nope. Screen to Greg Pruitt on the honorable. And Sipe has a busted play. He's looking around. Paul deflects it, incomplete. He just couldn't know what to do with it. He was flushed too much. And he tried Pruitt on the screen pass. And Paul batted it up in the air. And no one could catch it. 3rd and long. Now for the Browns from the 21-yard line. And this crowd in Kansas City is starting to believe they can do this. Right to third receiver. Newsom on a short cross. Sipe to throw. He does. Newsom catches it. And he gets a first down by no, he's short. Barbaro made the tackle and Newsom reached with the ball, but when he reached, it was not there. And Cleveland is forced to punt. 3 and out. And here comes Johnny Evans. And Eddie Payton will be back to receive this at his 26. It's a short punt. He's coming to his 30. He's coming to his 35. He gets across the 40. And, we got a fumble. Kansas City recovered. Payton had it knocked loose, but Rich came down, recovered it. Here it is again. He got 11 yards on the return, and forget that extra stuff there. You can't advance the fumble. Thank you, Dave Casper. So 9:17 to go in the third quarter, and the Chiefs have it at their own 44, 1st and 10. Tony Reed, off tackle left, and he is stood right up by Mac Mitchell after a gain of 2. So that's Mac's 6th stop. 2nd and 8. Morgado, a short pass from the flat. Livingston throws. Morgado has it. He gets it across midfield. It's a first down and more. Darden with a tackle after a gain of 11. And so Livingston now is 10 for 14 for 95 yards. Reed, off tackle left from the Cleveland 43. Waits for his block, gets to the 40, and Mitchell makes the stop again. That's 7 for Mac. Spotted at the 39-yard line. Morgado on a sweep to the left. Lots and lots of running. That's what Kansas City did. And that's a bad call as Ambrose sniffed that one out. Browns were actually playing for the pass in the zone, and it's a loss of 3. So 3rd and 9. I need someone that can run a 9-yard route. Medium hitch to Larry Dorsey. Livingston to throw it. He runs to his right. He's running. He throws it down to his left, and it's incomplete. Intended for Morgado, and the Chiefs will have to punt from their own 42 with the wind. Andrushusian will try a sideliner. There's a flag down. Cleveland will let this roll in the end zone for a touchback, and the flag is picked up. So no penalty. 7:01 to play in the third, and it's 24-14 Cleveland. So let's see. Can we get away with anything deep here? Why not, shall we? Long hitch to Dave Logan. Sipe is going to have to run. He gets a block. He gets a first down, 35-40, before Rosemick makes a tackle after a gain of 20. And we talked earlier about that's his longest run of the season with 20 yards. And somewhere, someone in the Vick family is watching this game going, maybe I can have a kid that can play quarterback and do that. As we said earlier, he was not the statue that Bernie Kosar was as a running back, but Brian Sipe is just doing his best Fran Tarkenton and Roger Staubach impression. So a gain of 20, spotted at the Cleveland 40. Sweep to the left by Craig Pruitt. And he gets a good block. He gets it to the 46-yard line or 45 rather, before Rosemick makes his 10th tackle of the game. 2nd and 5 from the 45. Cleveland driving. Clock running under 6 minutes. Mike Pruitt on a trap to the right. And he moves his legs a couple yards before Art Still, it's the first time I've called that name today, makes the tackle. 3rd down and 3 from the 47. Newsom on a short cross. Sipe has him, 1st down inside Kansas City territory to the 40. Barbaro makes the tackle at the 40-yard line, a gain of 13. Under 4.5 to go. 3 catches for Ozzie for 41 yards. Greg Pruitt on a pitch to the far side. And has a little bit of room. Rosemick makes the tackle at the 38. But time is on the Brown side. Next week, we have these Kansas City Chiefs against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm thinking that's not going to be the closest game I'm ever going to have. Just a thought. However, they've played well with the Browns. And the last time we had the Steelers was against Cleveland. And Robin Cole, 2 defensive touchdowns. The other game next week, next Thursday, a week from today, will be our first look at the NFC West, Atlanta and Los Angeles. The Falcons are 4-4. The Rams are 3-5. The winner will have first place in the NFC West, which goes to show how bad of a division it is. Mike Pruitt trapped to the right, and he gets a 1st down and more across the 25, almost the 25-yard line. A gain of 12, and Cleveland has run it 24 times for 136 yards. So 1st and 10 from the Kansas City 26. Under 3 to go. Doug Deacon, the left tackle, gets credit for that huge block, and Spanny makes his first stop. Now Greg Pruitt trapped to the right. Cross the 25, still with a stop after a gain of 3. So Greg, 9 carries for 33 yards. And from here, Cleveland is going into the wind of 0 to 10. Cockcroft says, yeah, I probably have about a 6 and 10 chance. So 2nd and 7. Greg Pruitt on a trap to the left. Pruitt to the 20. 19-yard line. Sylvester Hicks, 3rd and 3. With about a minute 20 to go. And Hill is in the game for Greg Pruitt, and he will get the screen pass from Sipe. Sipe, no, can't do it. Art Still knocked it down. So Kansas City forces a field goal attempt here. 1:07 left. They're going to spot it at the 19 and Yan 17. So Cockcroft, a straight ahead kicker from 36 yards. This would make it a full 2-touchdown game. Evans is the holder. Deloney is the snapper. Cockcroft is the kicker, and he boots it right down Broadway. 1:02 to go. You hear the displeasure from the crowd. The Cleveland Browns 27, the Kansas City Chiefs 14. And Eddie Payton stands at his 8. 10, 20, 30. Tackled by Peters. And with 55 seconds to go in the quarter, Kansas City takes over. So Reed, Morgado, Marshall, Dorsey, and White, the specialty players with Livingston. A long cross to Marshall. Livingston has time, has got Marshall at midfield. 45. Davis makes the tackle at the 43. Clock running. This will be the last play of the game, or quarter. They'll have to do it. So Marshall, 3 catches for 61 yards. And Reed will go on a sweep to the near side. And gets across the 40 just barely before Mac Mitchell makes the tackle. At the 39-yard line. So with 15 minutes to go on this Thursday afternoon, the Browns 27, the Chiefs 14. And if you're wondering about records and stuff, as Cleveland carries a 2-touchdown lead on the NFL 78 Lunch Replay on the Retro Sports Network, they've played their 2 games against Pittsburgh. They split. Both teams won on the road. Not sure what that does for the standings, but as long as Cleveland can stay ahead, they are in good shape. I fear if Pittsburgh catches them, Pittsburgh will pass them. But the Browns in real life went 8-8. And with this loss in real life, they went to 4-4. So they're also playing over their heads, but they're a good team. Excuse me, T went down hole too fast. 2nd and 6. Morgado trapped to the far side, flagged down. He gets about a yard or two before Edwards knocks him down.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense. Number 66. 15-yard penalty.
Edwards made the tackle. Morgado probably said something about Halloween. Edwards disagreed with dressing like Barbie. And that's a 15-yard penalty. So now it goes down to the 22. The Browns never won in Three Rivers until 86. That's funny because they won, and you probably saw that one too. They won in this replay, and then Pittsburgh went into Cleveland and beat them. Pittsburgh put a 42 in that game, as a matter of fact. Chiefs driving from their own on the Cleveland 22. Reed on a dive. Hole opens up. He gets through it. First down to the 10, to the 5. Ambrose makes the stop right there at the 5. That was the right call. So Tony Reed, 15 carries for 84 yards. The Chiefs have run it 30 times for 155. That's a 5.2 average. And Doug makes the good point. Not like a lot of teams were winning there, though. That is true. That is true. As a Bengals fan growing up, any game from Three Rivers was a house of horrors. 2 tight ends set on this 1st and goal from the 5. Morgado says off tackle right. Okay. 2, and they'll lose a yard. No gain, no gain. Charlie Hall is the one that makes the tackle, so Morgado 12 carries for 36 yards. Short cross to White in the end zone is the call. Cleveland right back there. Livingston checks it down to Morgado. Incomplete. Incomplete. So 3rd and goal from the 5. And again, 7 would be the preferred amount here, but they'll take whatever. Short slant to Walter White on 3rd and goal. Livingston throws, White has it and scores. And so they take the 7, or the 6 anyway. And here's Stenerud. Extra point is up. Extra point is good. And with 13:15 to go in the football game, The Browns 27, the Chiefs 21. This has turned out to be a much better game than I thought. And when our 1 o'clock person gets here, we'll have to review it again. But so Collins stands deep. That is 8. And he'll return it from 1 yard deep. Let's see if that one pays off. Collins, 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, and the ball is loose. Bergmeyer hits him, but Rucker recovers it. And so it's spotted at the 29-yard line. Cleveland has it 1st and 10, 13:08 to go. They lead 27-21. Long slant to Logan is the call. Sipe is pressured. He throws. Collier deflects and Rosenbeck intercepts it. And the Cardiac Kids of 1980 are having a handful with the Cardiac Kids of 78. Morgado trapped to the right. He will get across the line to the 45, 46 before St. Clair can make the tackle. 2nd and 4. Reed on a trap to the left side from the 46, and Cleveland read that all the way. Ambrose only gets 2. It's a big 3rd and 2 for the Chiefs. I guess you got to run here. Let's see. Tony Reed, sweep right. Tony Reed, flag on the play. It's a 1st down and a lot more. They'll spot it at the 42, but
Holding offense.
There's a hold on the play. And so White, the tight end of all people, made the great block. In fact, it was too good. So it's now 3rd and 12. Larry Dorsey on a medium hitch. They don't really have a route that goes for that yardage. Dorsey has it. Dorsey has a 1st down. He had to run for it, but he stopped at the gain of 14. Reed on a sweep to the near side from the Cleveland 48. Gets nothing. Shirk with a huge tackle. Clock stopped. 10:40 to go. Morgado trapped to the right from the Cleveland 48. Has a little bit of room. Graff makes the tackle at the 45. That's Dave's 2nd of the game. And so with about 10 minutes to go in regulation time, 3rd and 6. White on a medium cross. Cleveland blitzes. Livingstone has to throw across his body. Incomplete. Garden nearly picked it off. And so bullet dodge number 1 for the Browns. Kansas City will punt it into the wind. Zenon Andrewshusen will punt. Cleveland expects this to be a touchback. No, that's off the side of his foot. Kansas City's going to pin him really deep. That's taken at the 9-yard line. There's flag down. No flag. They got to fix that because there's too many of those picked up flags. So they spot it at the 8-yard line. 9:42 to go. 1st and 10 for the Browns. Time is on their side. Pruitt the setbacks. Rucker and Logan, the receivers. Greg Pruitt on a sweep to the far side from his 8 to the 10. He gets almost to the 15. Rosenbeck hits him at the 13. It's a gain of 5. And how you doing, Matt? Good to have you with us. You can't hear. Let me see. Yep, my mic's going. Dog, you can hear me all right, right? 2nd and 5. We hate to have done this for the last hour or not had anyone been able to hear me. 2nd and 5. That was the right call. Okay, thanks, Doug. Mike Pruitt, off tackle to the right is the call from the 13. You'll get across the 15. Art still with a stop at the 16, so it's 3rd and 2. About 8.5 to go. Greg Pruitt, sweep to the right on 3rd and short. And he gets a first down and more. Across the 20, Lindstrom with a tackle. Hicks is hurt, the defensive end. And so Rosemick goes in, and Lloyd will take his spot. So clock is stopped. That's probably a good thing for Kansas City. 8:08 to go. Oh, okay. All right. Well, however you watch, I mean, that's the reason why I put the chat on the screen. So if you are watching on a phone, you can keep up with what's going on and not miss a thing. Even though he couldn't hear me say that. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Logan on a short hitch. Sipe throws. Logan has it. 1st down, 35-yard line. Collier with a tackle after a gain of 13. And so Sipe is now 10 of 20 for 179 yards. The Chief defense has done a good job shutting down the passing game to a point. So 7:57, and with the clock running, 27-21 Cleveland. Greg Pruitt off tackle left. Cross the line of scrimmage to the 40. He's going to get about 8 yards before Rosemick makes the tackle. Ozzie Newsome with a huge block to give Cleveland all sorts of room. 2nd and 2. Mike Pruitt on a trap to the right, and Kansas City's going, I don't know what's going on, and they'll call a timeout, and that might loom large. So 7:06 to go. Cleveland holding on by a touchdown. Mike Pruitt, sweep to the left. On 2nd and short. He's going to be cut short. Barbaro hits him after a gain of 1. But the clock is running. Yeah, the Cardiac kids, Tony, on both sides. Cleveland had a good size lead, and Kansas City now has made it a 1-score game. You know, Tony coming in at 1 o'clock, I feel like, we're doing the tail end of a doubleheader. Do you remember those, on the network? If you didn't get the late game, and the network would join in at 7 o'clock and pretend that they had to ignore the audience coming in, that's where we are. 27-21 Cleveland. 3rd and 1 for those of you joining us at 1 with under 7 minutes to go. A 1-score game. Greg Pruitt off tackle right. And he gets the first down. Spanny makes a tackle after a gain of 3. Clock running. And that's all you can do. Cleveland's sitting there eating it up like Pac-Man. If they win, they're 7-1. If Kansas City wins, they're 7-1. And the Chiefs were 1-6 coming into this game in real life. Cleo Miller joins Mike Pruitt in the backfield. Mike Pruitt will get it on and off tackle to the right. He gets it to the 48-yard line before Still makes the tackle. 12 carries, 57 yards for Mike, and that's the 4th tackle for Still. 2nd and 9, clock running. Miller, pitch to the far side. Gets a block across midfield, a gain of 3, but again, 5 minutes and the clock ticking. A gain of 3, 3rd and 6. Logan on a short slant. Sight throws. Logan has a first down at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5-6. Touchdown, Cleveland. That probably is it. With 4:18 to go, this was just get a first down and keep the clock running. Instead, a 10-play, 92-yard drive takes 5:24 off the clock, and Doug Sidious is dancing up and down. Cockcroft's extra point is up, and it is barely good to the right. With 4:18 to go, it is Cleveland 34, Kansas City 21. Wow. And that's the end of my tea. So Cockcroft will kick it from the 35. Eddie Payton stands at his 8. And they drag him down from the goal line. 10, 20, 25, 30. Great return, 33-yard lines. Jackson knocks him out of bounds. Eddie Payton has had a wonderful game returning. Cleveland needs 2 scores, and they have 4:13 to get it. Dance, 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 dance machine. There you go. Henry Marshall on a medium cross. Livingston has to throw. He doesn't want to, but he has to. Check is down to Reed, incomplete. Hall, the outside linebacker, nearly had it picked off. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Chiefs from their own 33. Reed on a short flat. Livingston dumps it off, incomplete. Again, he is not a quarterback that can beat you. That's not true, Matt. I know Matt can't hear me, so someone's going to have to say Cleveland will be 7-1 after this win. So someone's to type that in for him. 7-1. The Chiefs go to 6-2. They're still in first place in the AFC West, but the bad news is they're headed to Pittsburgh on Tuesday at noon. Atlanta and Los Angeles is the other game. The Falcons and the Rams. Dorsey on a medium slant. Livingston throws, complete to Dorsey. First down across midfield, almost to midfield. At the 49-yard line, a gain of 16. Okay, you have the sound. Pitts puke and suck it. You know, I'm supposed to be objective in these games. And I don't own an article of clothing that says Kansas City, but I'd wear it if I could. Just putting it out there. 3:59 to go. Matt's listening on his cell phone. 34-21. Browns lead. Kansas City needs nothing short of a miracle. Marshall on a long slant. Livingston is flush. He dumps it down to Marshall. First down. 35-yard line. Davis with the tackle. It's a gain of 19. Tony Reed on a pitch to the right. Can they break it? Yes, to the 30. 25-20. Davis with a stop. It's a gain of 14. And I believe, this is probably the 16th or 17th game I've done, and I think that's my first 100-yard rusher in this replay. That's nuts. 18 carries for 100 yards. Kansas City, they only have 2 timeouts from the 18-yard line. They go into a hurry-up. As I swallow a mouthful of spit. Dorsey on a medium hitch. Livingston throws, incomplete. Scott left, tried to get the interception, couldn't do it. So Livingston is now 15-25 for 176. 2:10 to go. 2nd and 10. The thing with Livingston is that he was Lenny Dawson's backup during the Super Bowl year, the second Super Bowl year. He was drafted in '68 and was never successful in his own right. 78 would be his last full season. I don't know if he was hurt or Kansas City drafted a quarterback in 79. But the Chiefs last made the playoffs in 71. In real life, they don't make the playoffs again until 86 when they were a wild card. So 2nd and 10, one more play before the 2-minute warning. Reed Again, it's a pitch to the right. Let's see what they can do with it. And that is sniffed out. Graff makes the tackle at the 22. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 12. Short slant to Dorsey. Livingston can't find Dorsey. So here's the ball game. 156. Kansas City didn't have 3 receivers who made catches. So it doesn't do any good to go to a 3-receiver set. White on a short cross on 4th and 12. Livingston throws, dumps it to Morgado, and he's going to be hit short. He's only going to get 5. 1:49 left. The Browns have the football and a 13-point lead. So a first down ends it for sure. Mike Pruitt on an off tackle to the right from the 15, and he gets to about the 17-yard line before Howard makes it stop. Kansas City calls time, 1:42 to go. So the Brownies are going to go 7-1. 3 games improved from where they were. The Chiefs are going to stay in first, 6-2, but Denver is right and San Diego aren't too far behind. Greg Pruitt on a trap to the right. He gets it to the 19-yard line. Howard makes the tackle. And there's no timeout called here. 3rd and 6. And Cleveland will take all day to run this play. No, they're 7-1. I forget who they play in Week 9. They have a game against Houston coming up. Pitch to the left side on 3rd and 6. Pruitt is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 4. 51 seconds left. The Chiefs will not stop it. They'll leave that timeout in their pocket. Don't really care about the average. Johnny Evans will get it away. Peyton stands at his 45. Or his 40. He gets to the 45. And that'll be it. 8 seconds left. They don't have enough to do 2 passes. Marshall on a bomb is the call. Clock is out. Livingston throws, deflected by Davis, and Marshall wants a flag. And they say, are you kidding me? So that's it. That's the final score. Cleveland goes to 7-1. 34-21. If you joined us late, let's go through the scoring. Sipe on a 7-yard run. Sipe had a good day running the football. Made it 7-0. Cockcroft's field goal early in the second made it 10-0. And then Ted McKnight on a 9-yard run made it 10-7. Kansas City was in this, but Sipe took over. 26-yard pass to Rucker and a 19-yard pass to Newsom just before the half minute, 24-7. Then back came the Chiefs. Livingston and Dorsey from 8. And then Livingston to White for 5 in the fourth quarter. Made it a 1-score game. But Sipe found Dave Logan for a 49-yard touchdown pass to pretty much put it away. 34-21. Sipe 11 for 21 for 228. Livingston had a good game. 16 for 28 for 181. Reed, are you kidding me? He got nailed for a loss in his last carry and won't finish with 100 yards. Mike Pruitt outran Greg 59-57. And really quick before you go, these are the standings. I know you can see all but San Francisco, who's 1-7. So Dallas has a 3-game lead on Washington. Green Bay and Chicago are technically tied in the NFC Central, but the computer's giving it to Green Bay. So Chicago and Washington would be your 2 wild cards. St. Louis and Philadelphia are within 1. Atlanta leads the Rams by 1 in the West. We'll see them next Thursday. In the AFC, New England is 6-2. Where's Al when you need him? 2-game lead over Buffalo. Cleveland moves to 7-1. They have a 1-game lead over Pittsburgh, who was 1 wild card. Houston 1 game back at 5-3. Kansas City remains in first place in the AFC West. San Diego is the other wild card. And that's the playout, with Denver 1 game back. So Houston and Denver are 1 game behind Pittsburgh and San Diego. Next week, it is Los Angeles at Atlanta on Thursday. And on Tuesday, would you believe, Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Thanks a bunch for watching Dungeons and Dragons tonight, 8 o'clock, ID Jester's channel. Dog Sidious and I will have a good time then. Thanks a bunch. I'll talk to you the next time.